Hi guys, and welcome to another Gemini rig video where today I'm going to be talking about the Point X tidy booms for combi rigs, such as this one right here. So the Point X tidy booms are a heavy duty tidy boom, and the combi rig version has a simple 3mm loop at each end, and this allows you to be able to tie combi rigs such as this one really easily. Now the concept that I'm utilising here is the sort of boom to a looped hook section, which means that it's really easy to change that hook section over. All that you need to do is pull the loop off and that'll slide up the hook link and your whole lot will come off. But I'll show you exactly how to tie that up and how it works right now. So before I get into that, just a little bit about the Point X tidy booms. As you can see, I've got one here. This is the 5.5-inch version, and there's also 7 and 9-inch versions too, each of which comes in packs of 3. As you can see, you've got the main fluorocarbon boom material, and this is a £50 fluorocarbon for the Point X versions. So it's a super heavy duty fluorocarbon, super abrasion resistant, and really nice and stiff too. As you can see there, that's really going to be resistant to tangles. And this basically means that either if you're fishing in really snaggy conditions, or if you simply just want to be able to tie rigs and use the boom over and over again, this will provide plenty of resistance to any sort of nicks and cuts and allow you to get the most out of each individual rig. All that you'll need to do is tie that little hook section and tie it to the loop, or as I mentioned, just loop it on and off. So obviously the boom section itself is already made, ready to go from the packet, and all that you need to do is tie the hook section. So for that, I'm going to first take a short length of uncoated, soft, supple braid, nice fine diameter. Probably about 8 inches in total. The first thing that I'm going to do is just tie a small hair loop in the end. It's actually quite a big hair loop, but not that it matters. So my scissors. Just trim that off. I'm going to take my hook bait, which in this case is a piece of fake corn. Just mount it on there. Now I'll take a rig ring, just slide that down, and tie a knot around it just to hold it in place. Pull that up a little bit tighter as well if I want. Next up, I'm going to take my hook of choice. In this case, I'm using one of the long shank hooks from Gemini. Really nice and sharp. It's quite a big hook, this one. It's a size 4. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just pass the rig ring onto the back of the hook. And then next, I'm going to double over the braid. Try and make a bit of a point by just running it through my lips, and then just pass that through the eye of the hook. Now, holding that in position, I'm just going to pull the tag end and just pull it through until I can position the ring where I want to, which is roughly opposite the barb. So as you can see, it's almost like a standard hair rig, except I've got a loop coming out of this side. So I'm just going to tease the tag end down a little bit because I don't need loads and loads of material. I've got about 1.5 inches there. I'm just going to wrap this once, twice, 3 times, 4 times around before popping it back. See, popping it back through the eye of the hook. Now this is obviously easier with a larger hook that has a larger eye, but effectively what that does is it creates a knotless knot, but instead of a single strand, you've just got a little loop that comes out the other side. So then with the tag end, I can just cut that off too. just going to hold it tight with my teeth. Like so. And you could easily use that exactly how it is there, but I'm just going to add a little kicker on just to help that hook turn even quicker. I'm just going to pop it onto a baiting needle, pull that straight onto the little loop section and over the eye of the hook. So you can see there, that's effectively the hook section. You could tie loads of these up in advance. You could have little wallets full of these, and then all that you need to do is, if I just open it up slightly, it's just like a basic loop to loop. So I just pass the loop through, take the end of the tidy boom, pass that through the loop, and then just feed it all the way down to the end and tighten it up. And then that's absolutely perfect, that's ready to go, and your rig's completely done. Now, when you find that the hook's been blunt and you want to put a new one on, all that you need to do is take your baiting needle, well, you could just cut it straight off, but if you decide that maybe if the rig's not blunt and you just want to change the hook presentation without actually throwing away the actual loop section, you can just feed that back through to take it off again. Pop that back into your little wallet, little clear wallet that rig components come in, or maybe even just hook it into your rig board, and then your tidy boom for combi rigs is good to go. So for any more information on the Point X tidy booms for combi rigs, or in fact any of the other tidy booms in the range, head over to their website, geminicarptackle.com.